you're in the right place if you're a conscious and successful woman who has all her ducks in a row, but you just keep struggling with the emotional drain of dating and relationship drama. My name is Nagy, and I want to give you a permission slip to ditch the dating drama and to go for the peaceful and passionate partnership you desire. You can have a secure and supportive connection with a healthy and emotionally available, generous man. You can be yourself and feel confident and at ease. You can quickly and easily meet and marry your soulmate. I'm serious. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 key secrets that I have found as I've been teaching this. The number 1 secret to a supportive and secure connection with a healthy and emotionally available man. I'm going to show you how to get started expressing your authentic self so that you only attract suitable men, and how to avoid the number 1 mistake that's stopping you from attracting your soulmate. That I see this mistake all the time, and it literally stops partnerships in its tracks. The backstory on how I went from a dating drama queen to happily married with my soulmate and a mommy to our baby is kind of long. But it suffices to say that I approached dating like it was a challenge to be won. A place for me to get all my needs met that were not met my whole life. We all dream about true love, and that love will finally heal us. And I'm here to tell you from the bottom of my heart and from the wide reaches of the earth that I have lived and traveled, that it is possible and probable and paramount. And I'm giving you a permission slip to have that love. Because when we're loved, we heal. When we heal, we contribute. And when we contribute, the world gets a little better every day. And every step towards a more peaceful family is a foundation for a more peaceful world. So you having true love is so important, not only for you and your happiness or your kids' happiness, but for the collective consciousness on the planet today. And as women of the developed world, we have the resources and we have the abilities to have that. There's just no reason whatsoever that we need to settle for anything less. Yet many of us still do. And I'm here to help with that. It is my passion that we all feel free to exercise this choice of freedom of love. Because we can, because our ancestors fought for it. So I feel a strong sense that with this great power and privilege comes a great responsibility. And that responsibility is to have our cake and eat it too. I'm serious. You can. We're the first generation of women who can have their cake and eat it too. And we have that. We have that because we have birth control, but that's a whole other subject. There were 2 pivotal moments in my life around the subject. One is in my 20s when my emotionally abusive and narcissistic boyfriend would fight with me, or I would fight with him, and I would get the silent treatment and all this emotional manipulation, and there was all this drama. And I just remember one day thinking, how can I even expect there to be world peace if I'm participating in drama every day within my own relationship? And if he was going to be my family, that would have been going on in my family perpetually. So that really shifted my thought, because I realized that war really can start in the family. The second moment happened 10 years later when I had dated so like crazy over and over drama. And I was just blue in the face from dating effeminate men. And that's because I thought I was safe that way. That meant I would never be abandoned because I wouldn't need them. I wouldn't be vulnerable. And I made myself indispensable to them. But then I felt like they're a mother, and I wanted to be a mother, but I didn't want to be a mother to a grown man. I wanted to be a mother to a child. So I remember this one shamanic journey I did where I felt the essence of the man that I was supposed to be with. And I was in a house, and there was this just sense of love and protection all around that house. And I could just feel the strength of his heart. And I felt a little older and maybe a little bit heavier, but I was deeply fulfilled and I felt worthy. And that vision changed my life because I hung on to it for dear life. When I went home, I broke up with my 44-year-old effeminate, impotent Peter Pan boyfriend. And I even had to call his mom for her to wire him money to move out of my house. And thank God she did. And that's when I made the commitment that I was going to do whatever it takes to fulfill that vision and to never date another one of those kinds of men again. And I never did. I dished the dating drama forever. 3 weeks later, I met Emil. It's Emil and Amelia. Isn't that funny? That's like God's little joke. And we were married 2 years later, and now we have our spunky but chill little girl. Don't ask me how that works. I don't know. It's just a mix of him and I. And we're not perfectly married, but we're happily married. Now I get to work on my inner mission, which is sharing my work with you. And I'm exercising my choice of freedom as a woman in this world, and of being a mom and an entrepreneur and creatrix of my life. And I'm so honored and grateful that I have this opportunity. And I have a husband who supports me and loves me, and he's never ever disrespected me. Okay, well, yeah, he does talk Hungarian to his friends for a long time without translating, and then I do get kind of annoyed at him, but that doesn't happen all the time. But it wasn't always this way. I slept with men who lied to me that they would marry me. Okay, I only slept with one guy who lied that he would marry me, but I slept with the other guys thinking that they would marry me because they would change their mind after they slept with me, since they told me they didn't want to marry me in the first place. And they never changed their mind, and they never called me back. And I dated and dated until I was blue in the face, and I read all kinds of books. I read Get the Guy, I read Kissing or No Kissing, I read Getting to I Do, I read He's Just Not That Into You. I read everything out there. Why women date bitches, why women marry bitches, blah, blah, blah. And I went to so many relationship sessions and counseling, therapy, coaching, and it took me 10 years. But I don't want you to have to do all that. That's way too much work. And that's why I've created this program. And I don't want you to suffer like I did for years and years, especially if your clock is ticking. You know you want to be a mom, and you know you want to have a child. And you're already worthy of love, but you want to know it in your body. You want to own it. You want to walk it. You want to talk it. And never, ever hustle for worthiness again, like Brene Brown says. Never hustle for worthiness again. My family and I were immigrants from Bulgaria. We left, my parents left Bulgaria when I was 10, and they actually wanted to escape communism, so they left me there with my grandma. So needless to say, I had huge abandonment issues because I didn't see my parents for 7 years. And when I did see them, I think it was just so hard for them, the journey, that they always felt like they had to be in control of everything, including me. And for me, that created a lot of shame. I felt like I wasn't good enough. And I also had a lot of criticism from them about so many things. Later, I learned that some of the behaviors were called narcissism, but I didn't know that then. I just knew that my self-esteem was so low. I was like the slime on somebody's shoe. I don't want you to struggle and suffer for 10 years like I did, trying to find your worth to love. So I created a fun program for this. It's called Worthy of Love. But I want to get you started right now with the 3 things I talked about in the beginning. So, the number 1 secret to a supportive and secure connection with a healthy and emotionally available man. Number 1, you have to know how to detect an unhealthy man early so you can run, okay? A lot of us don't know this, especially if we come from an abusive background. But there's 4 ways, and I teach this in Worthy of Love. The second thing is you also need to know how to ask for what you need in a way that inspires a man to provide for you. And the third thing is knowing the difference between attention and affection. So if you come from a perfectionistic family, or a family that focused on achievements more than who you were as a human being, then this one can be really challenging. So I go into a lot more detail on this in the Worthy of Love program. But for now, let's look at the second key I promised, which is how to get started expressing your authentic self so that you only attract suitable men. Well, first of all, you need to know what a suitable man is. That will take a little bit of soul searching for you. Have you ever been interested in a guy just because he was interested in you? And did that always work out? Not necessarily. So this is the process of deciding who's a good fit for you based on this thing called the relationship style blueprint. It was actually created by my teacher, Allison Armstrong. There's 4 relationship styles, And we go into this into worthy of love. But once you know the 4 relationship styles, you can know what kind of a person will be a good fit. The second part about this is that you really want to do some thinking around knowing what you want to provide and what you want provided for you. I know it sounds so simple. Like, do you want to cook? Do you want to clean? Do you want to stay home? Do you want to be the career person? Do you want to be the person planning the dates? Do you want to be a mom? Do you not want to be the mom? Who takes care of the kids? All these kinds of details. We don't learn about this in school. Nobody really thinks about this, and I see this cause problems all the time with couples who are married or have been together a long time. It's they actually didn't go into this work before they got together. And chances are, if you had a loving and supportive relationship in your family of origin, you know a lot of these things already because you were valued for who you were. But if you didn't come from that kind of relationship, it's really hard to know what you want to provide and what you need provided for you. So again, this is a great one to get started. You can start thinking about this on your own right now. The third piece to this is knowing what you need to be your best self. So this just basically means, like for me, I need to walk every morning with my dog in the canyon for about half an hour. It just gets me in my body, gets me centered, I breathe better, I'm happier. The days that I miss those walks or the days that I miss my exercise, my tank is emptier. So it's just a matter of understanding the things that fill your tanks and what makes you really glow from the inside so you can show up the best way that you want to be. So we get really nitty gritty with this in our process in a really fun way. Again, it's based on one of Alison Armstrong's courses, but it does help you create the foundation for attracting a supportive and successful partnership. And the third key is how to avoid the biggest mistake that's stopping you from attracting your soulmate and falling asleep in his arms. Drum roll. Okay, the biggest mistake is chasing him. Don't chase him. Don't chase him. I repeat, do not chase him. It's so inherently destructive because it communicates on so many levels that you want to be in control of the relationship. Many of us feel safer when we're in control, but we can never, ever have a true partnership that way. Chasing him also sends him a whole bunch of other unhealthy messages, like that you want to be the masculine energy in the relationship. And if you're a feminine energy woman, that won't work. That will never satisfy your truest desires. Like that you do not believe in his ability to decide for himself what he wants and pursue it. That you're not ready for his gifts because you're not receptive. That you have no space in your life for a man to contribute to you in any significant way that matters to you. And that you maybe would rather emasculate him than empower him. And also that you are not prepared to be vulnerable with him. I know. Ouch. I did all of these things and they're all mistakes because they all send out the same message that you're not willing to create partnership. And they actually repel your soulmate. Anyway, I learned all this the hard way through repeated humiliating experiences and many, many painful moments. But you don't have to do it the hard way because I've created this program worthy of love. I'm glad you're still here. I really want to invite you to click below to apply for your Ditch the Dating Drama Breakthrough session. I'm taking applications only for a limited time and I only have 10 spots. So if you know that's you, sometimes it's good just to fill the application out to get clear on your next step. And I just want to leave you with this crazy little thing, which is, I love you more than is logical or appropriate. One of my favorite writers, Glennon Doyle Melton, says this, and I really like it. And why do I love you more than is logical and appropriate? I don't know, because it's not logical. So click below and apply and meet me for virtual coffee. And my wish for you is that you would feel worthy of the love of your soulmate, because you are.